Three people are in custody tonight following a drug investigation. Candace Long, Christy Stower, and Christopher Donovan, who you see on your screen, all from St. Mary's, were arrested yesterday after the Grand Lake Drug Task Force found a substantial amount of heroin linked to the trio. Investigators have imported their cars as evidence as well. The three are arrested on charges of trafficking and possession of suspected heroin. Cleveland's mayor and police chief are pledging to allow peaceful protests to continue in the wake of a grand jury's decision not to indict two officers in the shooting of 12-year-old Tamir Rice. Police Chief Calvin Williams says the department's position is to make sure people are allowed to express their First Amendment rights and to do it in a safe way. Williams also says protests have dwindled from hundreds to just 50 throughout the week. A fallen hero laid to rest with the honor he deserves. Today, firefighters across the Buckeye State, along with the Hamilton community, celebrated the life of Patrick Walterman. The Walterman family and over 3,500 others filed into Princeton Pike Church of God, celebrating the life of Walterman. Walterman's widowed bride was presented the Medal of Valor and the Meritorious Service Award at today's gathering, along with a legacy degree from Walterman's chief.
I'm ordering that badge number 89, the badge number Patrick wore, be retired, never again to be used by the Hamilton Fire Department.
The same truck that took him to his last call carried him to his final resting place. Now for the latest in Decision 2016. Democratic presidential candidate Martin O'Malley has failed to qualify for Ohio's primary ballot. A spokesman for Secretary of State John Husted says O'Malley failed to get the 1,000 valid signatures needed to appear on the March 15th primary ballot. The former Maryland governor's campaign submitted 1,175 signatures, but only 772 were found to be valid. O'Malley is running an underdog bid for his party's nomination against Secretary Hillary Clinton and Senator Bernie Sanders. It's one of the biggest party nights of the year as the country rings in the new year, but doctors are reminding people to drink responsibly to help avoid a visit to the emergency room. 2 News reporter Robert Lowry is asking questions and has the warning ahead of the celebrations tonight.
Well, emergency room staff at Kettering Medical Center say they will typically see a rise in alcohol-related incidents during this time of year. They say as long as you have a plan and act responsibly, you shouldn't have to worry about celebrating the new year in the hospital. Now, for any big holiday celebration involving alcohol, the rooms at Kettering Hospital can be filled with people who might be feeling a little bit ill or may have done something irresponsible. Doctors will warn when it comes to drinking. Just be aware of the warning signs that your body can give. If you start vomiting uncontrollably and begin to lose consciousness, well, doctors say you may have alcohol poisoning. So whenever you are drinking during a celebration, always be aware of your surroundings and have some friends who can help you celebrate without any problems.
You have to be really smart on nights like this. It's cold out. People do things that they wouldn't otherwise do. There's a lot of alcohol that is consumed on nights like tonight, and terrible things happen, and you have to drink responsibly.
And as always, doctors say if you are drinking tonight, be sure to designate a sober driver. Robert Lowry, 2 News, working for you.
And if you do plan to drink, one way to stay safe is by using the Arrive Safe program. It's being offered to Montgomery County residents who need a lift home. This year, extra services will be offered by Anton's Transportation. Arrive Safe began offering rides today at noon and will be offered through 6 a.m. this Sunday. To get in touch with Arrive Safe, call 449-9999 and request your ride home. The program pays for up to a $50 fee. And as we say goodbye to 2015, we're taking a look back at some of the biggest investigations we brought you. Natalie Tyndall with 2 News Investigates has the highlights.
Our job in the 2 News Investigates corner is to expose waste, follow the data, and ask the questions that you want answered. Here's a look at what we uncovered over the last year. 2015 brought about some in-depth investigations at 2 News. Throughout the year, we followed your tax dollars and found out just how the state, city, and schools are spending your money. In February, we uncovered State Departments spend millions of dollars every year traveling, some employees staying at places like the Ritz, Disney Beach Club Resort, and the Venetian in Las Vegas. Later in the year, we looked at nursing home inspections in the Miami Valley and showed you that some of them were not meeting state and national standards. And you won't believe what some people in Ohio want to put on their personalized license plates. 2 News Investigates obtained the list of all the rejected requests and told you about a group at the BMV that meets every day to decide if your submission is offensive. Just before Ohio voted no to legalizing marijuana in the state with a monopoly, 2 News Investigates traveled to Denver, where pot is already legal. We brought you several pieces that showed you the impacts of marijuana in a state, from how law enforcement deals with it to how much tax money it brought in. We also explained the big difference between Ohio's proposal and Colorado's law. And in one of our biggest investigations of the year, we asked why thousands of personal medical documents were thrown out in a recycling dumpster in Springfield. The documents had Social Security numbers, birth dates, and lab results on many of them. The health organization responsible, Community Mercy Health Partners, says they're in the process of notifying all former patients that were involved and are reviewing their storage and disposal procedures. Look for updates to this story in 2016. Now, many of those stories wouldn't have been possible without tips from our viewers. If you have something you'd like me to look into in 2016, send me an email at 2newsinvestigates@WDTN.com or find me on social media. Natalie Tendall, 2 News Investigates.
To see all the investigations Natalie mentioned, go to our website at WDTN.com and look for the Investigations tab. Over a dozen people injured after a high-rise fire. Coming up next, the scene caught on camera just before Dubai brings in the new year. Officials in Dubai say there have been some injuries in the fire that engulfed a building near the world's tallest skyscraper. At least 14 people were injured in the fire. It raged through a 63-story hotel and apartment building as thousands gathered in the streets for one of the world's largest New Year's Eve fireworks displays. The cause is under investigation. Warmer than normal temperatures for this time of year means no annual New Year's Eve party at an Indiana ski resort. Lawrenceburg's Perfect North Slopes canceled its events this year because they don't have enough snow. The small amount of machine-made snow at the slopes have been melting. The owner says it's been nearly 30 years since they haven't been open for the holidays.